Would you believe me if I told you your family could travel internationally for less than a trip to Disneyland? I'll show you exactly how we do it by avoiding these 6 budget blunders. Number 1, do not just start spending. Plan by using a Google Sheet or a Google Doc or a Word document, whatever it is, for your expenses. This will keep you on a budget. It will let you know how much you've spent, how much you have left to spend out of your set budget. These are great specifically for keeping you from overspending. And if you need to stay organized and to stick to a budget, which let's be honest, most families need to do, and it is important for them to do. I've used both Google Sheets for expenses and budgeting and Google Docs for my daily itineraries. So I'm gonna put up an example. Here's right here, it should be on the screen. Example of my itineraries and budgeting sheet from a past trip. And remember, the goal here is freedom, not 5-star luxury. By the way, if this list is helping, go grab my free packing list in the pinned comments below. It's gonna save you hours. Blunder tip number 2, for those moms that ever feel that they are stuck at home, thinking about traveling, maybe they think it's traveling is just out of reach. This is your roadmap to making those memories anyways, despite that mindset, okay? So tip number 2 is to avoid planning your trip and vacation on emotions and excitement only. While we know that's gonna play a part in it, you have to remember your budget. Do not get FOMO and start spending and paying for all those must-see activities and attractions without thinking of your budget. It is the fastest way to blunder your budget and to blow it up before your vacation even gets started. Visiting all of the main sites and the tourist attractions is great. We all want to do those things, but when you're doing this on a budget, it might not always be the wisest decision for this specific trip. If you want to know how our family avoids this pitfall, I'll tell you. It's pretty simple. Usually we choose loads of free activities and things to do, and then we'll throw in a few must-see places without overloading it. So usually that looks sometimes like 2 or 3, throughout the day or throughout the whole trip, and maybe that's like 1 a day, okay? Remember, the goal here is to make these memories, spending time together without breaking the bank on your family trip. Number 3 is the budget blunder that you probably didn't expect, and it's more risky than you would imagine. Know your intention and your why, okay? Knowing this will drive the direction of your trip, and it's going to either make or break your budget in more ways than one, okay? Is your trip about a specific attraction, or maybe it's like an icon, or is this trip about family connection, unplugging, or rest and relaxation, okay? Your why is going to determine what you're going to do on your trip, how you're going to spend your time, how you're going to spend your money, and it's going to kind of drive the direction and snowball the direction of your trip. Here's sort of our family's example, okay? If I'm going to go to Paris, and if I really want to go to the Eiffel Tower, and that's why I'm planning this whole trip around Paris, because it's my bucket list to see the Eiffel Tower and to eat a macaroon or macaron, however you pronounce it. I always get it backwards, macaroon, macaron. Or I really want to see the Louvre, right? It's going to be a more expensive family vacation, opposed to maybe just like a mountain or beach vacation with the intention of just like connecting, unplugging, playing board games, cooking out on the grill, bringing your own groceries, right? 2 very different looking trips. One's not worse than the other, but I have 2 different intentions, 2 different types of trips. One has more cost associated with it than the other. So that's how you're going to make your budget work for you. Up next is the budget blunder that we've all made at one point or another, okay? And if you're a busy mom with kids who wants a family vacation but doesn't want to spend a ton of money, then tip number 4 is definitely for you. Number 4 is picking an expensive destination just because everyone else seems to go there. So why does picking an affordable destination work so well? Because this is your family vacation. It's not your parents, it's not your neighbors, it's not your friends. We're not keeping up with the Joneses, okay? We are creating lasting memories with our families without blowing our own budgets, okay? One thing that we have learned in the 9 years of our family travel is that not all destinations are made the same. Some cities are extremely expensive, while others are affordable or like a fraction of the cost. So some really expensive cities, Zurich, Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, New York City. More affordable locations are going to be like Budapest, Hungary, Tirana, Albania, Vietnam, Stalingrad, Bulgaria, Sibiu, Romania, just to name a few, okay? So my family trip is not to fall pressure to what you see on social media, all the luxury trips, because not all of the moments and all of the sides of those trips are shown, okay? You got to keep that in mind. You can have the same exact amazing trip, amazing vacation without spending the luxury price tag and ultimately breaking your own budget. Tip number 5 is all about making the most out of your PTO. It's really important. Odds are you have somewhat limited PTO each year. So when you go to use them and cash them in on your family trip, you want it to be a time of memory, fun, and not stress. I mean, there might be some stress. You are traveling with kids, but minimal stress, right? A livable amount of stress with kids. This is why tip number 5 is so important. Tip number 5 is to use your credit card like cash. And yes, I said credit card. Do not come home in debt. Avoid this debt blunder on your trip because it's going to prevent stress, it's going to prevent overspending, and it's going to prevent like that dread, that like stomach, like feeling of queasiness, like tightness of coming home to a crazy astronomical credit card bill that's super expensive, okay? You're going to use your credit card like cash, and it's going to also do a twofold. You're gonna be able to rack up those future travel points on your next vacation, okay? If you're using a travel card, you can cash those in for free flights, hotels, and rental cars, okay? Our family trip, we use our travel credit card like it's our debit card or cash, and we pay it off at the end of the trip with the money that we've already had saved aside that we were planning to use on that specific family vacation. Using a travel credit card is gonna help you fly for free or discounted rates for your future trips with your families. Also, if you ever have fraud while traveling or anything else is gonna happen, you're almost always covered better than with cash and a debit card, okay? Remember, the goal is not to blunder your budget, but to spend time with your family during your travel. Last but not least, we have tip number 6, okay? Eating out for every meal. This is the quickest way to blow your budget. And believe me, eating out gets expensive. I think we all can attest to that, especially if you have little ones. This is something we used to do when we first started traveling. We ate out for every single meal. But as years have passed, we've learned the hard way that you don't have to do this. And we've adjusted to which meals we opt to eat out for and which meals we opt to do local markets or grocery stores. So here's your price comparison, okay? Your average breakfast meal when you're traveling at the restaurant might be $50. We're gonna use breakfast because it's just the cheapest, right? So it might be $50, could be $75, depends on where you're eating at, right? But you could also get groceries for $15, and that's maybe even pushing it depending on what you're getting, a box of cereal or oatmeal and some fruits, whatever it is, a pack of eggs and a loaf of bread, toad in a hole, anything, right? An omelet with some tomatoes and onions and mushrooms. You're comparing $50 to $15. That's a significant difference. And $15, you might be able to squeeze 2 or 3 days worth depending on how many kids you have and what items you choose. So my family chooses to eat out for 1 meal a day sometimes when we're traveling, which we usually opt for dinner. Sometimes it's lunch, but usually for dinner. We have a really good breakfast in the morning, and we sometimes do like a lighter lunch with some snacking throughout the day, plenty of fruits and raw vegetables, and that's like our light snacking around lunchtime as well. And we always add in protein with these. And that's how we make our budget not get blundered while we're traveling on these vacations, because it's so easy to just not think about it and just keep swiping. And food is so expensive in restaurants, so you just got to keep that in mind, okay? So there you have it. Those are your 6 big budget blunders that will ruin an epic family trip. And to learn the exact tools that we use to travel on a budget as a family of 6, watch my video, the cheapest family vacation spots in 2026 next. I'll link it up there. And until next time, thanks.